Hi, welcome back to my channel, Mommy Trainee. Today, I have a very different grocery haul to share with you. I went to HMart supermarket, which is a Korean Asian supermarket, to stock up on a few goodies. I actually specifically went there trying to replace one of the a big pan that I've been using. And I initially got it from HMart, but when I go back to try to find a replacement, they don't have the same size. So I am kind of still on a hunt on some other HMart supermarkets, but today I pick up some goodies where I can share with you what I got. Whatever that's on the table, it does not look like it's a lot of items, but because I got some meat, the bill total comes out to a little over $120. So let's see what we got today. Okay, let us start on the left here with the kind of normal stuff. I got a pack of apples. These are the Fuji apples. They call it Korean Fuji, but I think it's just regular Fuji apples. They're not organic, but they're like huge. And this pack of, apples like 807, which is actually quite expensive because I think it's like $2.49 per pound, whereas I think in Whole Food it's like $1.99 for Fuji apple. But their apples, it's organic, but it's much smaller than this. Like maybe I would say at least a quarter smaller than these. But those are organic, and that's $1.99 per pound. But I don't want to be. It's a very hot day here. It's like 90 degrees, so I don't want to be going to like multiple places to shop for produce. So I just pick up some like regular Korean Fuji apples. This is something that my son really love. I do have to say, I can't remember how much this is, but this is something that at one point Target was selling it. It's the exact same configuration, just three for like $5. I kind of think that I might have paid more than that, but again, I don't want to be going to multiple places, and I want to get him start eating some pears because they have very high water content, and in the summer you want to eat something that's very refreshing. And plus, Korean pears, you could actually use it for Korean cooking, which we would go over a little bit later. And then in front here, I am trying to do some juicing. I'm actually not juicing this week. I haven't been juicing for a little bit, but I want to do some smoothies. So I got some lemon. And this is also, some of this would also be for the smoothies, which is organic ginger. It's like $3, but it's actually quite, a lot compared to usually when I get like a little pack of ginger, maybe like just that much, I have to get multiple packs. So that's that. Let's move on to here, more regular stuff. This is organic romaine heart. This also would go into a green smoothie that I'm planning to make. And then the rest of the stuff is mostly Asian, except for meat, it's not really Asian, but Korean cooking uses a lot of this type of meat. So let's start here. This is kind of like a package that has kelp, which is a kind of dry seaweed, and anchovy. I think it's probably dried anchovy, where a lot of Korean cooking usually have these two ingredients to cook a soup base, and then from there they do a lot of stuff with it. You could either do like a package like this where they already package it into a little pack. You just throw the pack in to the boiling water and make your stock like that, or you could buy individual big sheets of kelp or seaweed, and then you could buy individual pack of dried anchovy and do it like that. It's probably a little bit more economical, but this is something that is, you could get one of these and just make like a small pot of soup as well. You could make more if you want, but this is actually not from the dry section. It's from the refrigerated section. So I think maybe the anchovy, if I have to guess, maybe the anchovy needs to be in the refrigerator. So actually, once we got out of HMart, the first thing is, okay, let's drive home like right away, and so that we could put some of these refrigerated stuff into the fridge right away. So I have to be very quick with this haul. It's like 90 degrees outside. It feels actually warmer. So I got this soybean paste. And then this seasoned soybean paste. I don't remember. I think this one it's called Samjang. It doesn't say it here, but this looks like a little redder. It's probably a little bit more spicier. This one is the regular ones where Dongzhang. It's the ones that they give you for when you go to Korean barbecue. They give this paste for you to kind of use as a dipping sauce with the meat, and that's what it is. And this is like the red stuff, but it's not the red pepper paste because I have the red pepper paste at home already, so I don't have to get another one. Oh, I forgot to get kimchi today. Okay, and this is also a kind of like a staple for Korean cooking, which is called mirin. It's a sweet cooking rice seasoning. I was actually thinking to get some more Korean brand instead of Kikkoman, because it's like a Japanese brand, but this is the smallest bottle. I don't use a lot. Usually they call for just a little bit of the mirin, so I don't want to get a big bottle, so that's why I'm okay, let's just get Kikkoman and just be done with it. Don't want to have like a very big bottle that's hanging out in my pantry for too long. And then this one, I'm pretty sure I would probably use this up like very, very quickly. This is toasted sesame sesame seeds, although it doesn't say here. Let me see. But trust me, yeah, here, toasted sesame. This I actually could put into sauce. I could put into marinades. When you marinate food, you could put it into saute. You could put it into pretty much anything. I mean, I think Korean eats a lot of sesame seeds by itself. And then I like getting some, shortcuts, prepared stuff. Although I do have whole ginger, whole garlic, I still couldn't resist because this is like a ginger puree. It's not really diced. It's literally like a paste, a puree paste. I don't know if there is anything other than ginger in it. Okay, yeah, water, citric acid, which is kind of like the Trader Joe's ones, and gum and sodium benzene. Okay, probably pretty much the same thing for the garlic puree. I use a lot of garlic, so this is usually not gonna last me too long. If I started sauteing vegetable, I would put like 2 spoonfuls in there. So this is not too big at all. For ginger, I do have to say, sometimes I got a little lazy and I forgot to cut ginger into the dishes that I'm making. So having this coupled with the garlic should be pretty good in terms of cooking. And let's go over here. This is one of the Korean, instant noodle, you could call it that, that I like. It is from this brand. And they have a hot and spicy, and they have a mild. And I tend to lean towards the mild, because if you want something spicier, you could always add to it. But there are times that I don't want anything that's too spicy. I just want a little bit of heat. So that's why I go with the mild always. I've been having this instant noodle since I think like at least for 5-6 years now. Korean style instant noodle, their noodle texture, it's a little bit firmer and chewier than regular, let's just say the Nissan or the Chinese like chochinyateng type of instant noodle, where once you cook like into 30 minutes, it's kind of start to be a little soggy and mushy and disintegrate. This stays, it holds its shape, and like 3 or maybe even 4 minutes into cooking, after that it's actually quite perfect. So I think the package actually calls for cooking a little bit longer, but I like a little bit of I need a little bite on my instant noodle. Unlike pasta, sometimes I like it a little bit softer. This is, even though it's mild taste, my son tried it once, and obviously my son is very young. He doesn't like spicy food. So when he is curious enough and he wants to try, one little bite, when I was eating, it is too spicy for him. So it's not really good for kids. But if you like spicy food, this might be even a little too mild for you. But for me, like I said, if you want spicier, you could always put more in. But I go with a mild on this one. Okay, the last two item is really why this grocery bill is so expensive. I got some sliced short ribs, natural beef, I don't know what that means, sliced short ribs, and they are $14.99 per pound. So this is $28.18. And this one is $23.68. This is actually gonna go into the freezer almost like right away, right after my haul, because I am planning to make this in the next week or two. There are marinades that you do where it uses like something like onion and some of the maybe a pear, or you could use apple and soy sauce and stuff and make a marinade. If you marinate this overnight or maybe even just a few hours, the meat actually tenderizes quite a bit. So when you cook it, once you pan fry it on like a grill or something, it's actually quite tender. So this is the type of ribs that it's thinly sliced. I don't know if you could actually tell how thin, not too thin, not like paper thin, but I think it's like maybe a 1/4 inch thick, where you know how the short rib, it's like those chunky bones. They actually slice that bone into, I don't know how many, like half 1/4 inches, and this is where you could still see a little bit of bone, and this is all meat. And then you have like 3 I don't know, slices of bone in there. Something like this, especially, I have a young kid. When I make this, I have to make sure that I wash the tiny little shards of bone off before I cook it and marinate it. But then it should be pretty tasty. I actually saw someone did a recipe in the Instant Pot. But then even if you do a recipe in the Instant Pot, you're supposed to either finish it in the oven or the air fryer. So I don't know, maybe I'll just marinate it overnight and then just cook it on the grill, depending on what I have that day. So these are the two that basically make up almost half of the bill. All right, so that's it for today. This is our HMart haul, which I have not been to HMart for I don't even know how many months. But very soon I'm going to be back at HMart to try to find another branch to try to find the pan that I wanted, which is like a 36 inches pan. It's almost like a wok, but with a long handle. And I really like that pan a lot, and I can't believe that I scratched the current one that I have. But yeah, I'll be back to HMart hopefully maybe next week or so. But for now, this is what we got. This is pretty expensive haul, I do have to say. If you like this content on my channel, please subscribe to my channel, Mommy Trainee, and give this video a big thumbs up. Until then, please take care, and I will see you guys at the next video. Bye-bye.